Pirate Nation on X says a programmer developing adult games on Steam had their PayPal account frozen. Developers excluded from banks lose their last lifeline. Now, I always want to preference stories with these with allegedly. This is a post on Reddit. Take it or leave it. The way things are going, I am inclined to believe that this is exactly what's happening, though, with PayPal, because yikes. This is r/legal advice UK, which I have right here. It says, I owe a massive corporation tax bill to HMRC, and PayPal has frozen all my funds because I made an adult game. Yeah, I believe that. I'm a programmer for games on Steam, primarily adult games. And a month ago, I was expecting payment for a game I released, which netted me around £80,000. This money was supposed to be used to pay a large corporation tax bill due in August. However, for 4+ weeks now, PayPal has refused to release any of the money to me. They interviewed me and asked me where it came from. I said it came from programming work I did for video games. They asked me where the games were sold. I said Steam. They then asked me what specific game it was and demanded I link a store page. This is scary. And when they realized it was an adult game, they refused to release my money. They have also not refunded it to the lead developer either. I've raised complaints that have gone nowhere, which, by the way, this is not a small amount of money, guys. Is that 80,000 pounds? 80,000 squiggly lines? That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. I've been told that I violated PayPal's terms of service. Bear in mind, PayPal is very far removed from the actual sales of this game. Steam pays lead developer. Lead developer takes money into his corporation. His corporation sends its share of profits to my, and then it cuts off. I'm assuming it's to my bank account. And then that money goes to pay the tax debt. And now we have PayPal, not Visa, not MasterCard, but PayPal stepping in and allegedly, if this is to be believed, stopping this developer from getting paid. Nicholas Patton says 80,000 pounds equals around $107,000 USD. Black Hat just says the PayPal mafia strikes again. This is holy shit. This is crazy. I would draw it from that PayPal and into my business bank account. The game we developed is perfectly legal. It doesn't contain any genres that violate UK laws. It's about cheating in relationships, basically. Is it legal for PayPal to interfere and restrict legal business activity this way? No. No, this is like a legit open and shut court case, assuming it's exactly the way he says things went down. If this was in America. My concern is because it's in the UK, rules don't necessarily apply across the board the same way. And even if it's not necessarily illegal, they might say, hey, PayPal has the right to refuse service because it's not part of what their games entail. This is insane, insanely scary, the precedent that this itself sets. Absolutely. Like, again, and I've said this before, I'll say it again until my face turns blue. Yes, it's disheartening to see this story, but what actually scares me more than this is the future, the slippery slope of the obvious ramifications right now, where now developers that are making games or brand new to the field or looking to get into it are going to see stories like this and be like, not making adult games over here, not worth the risk. And less will be made. Creativity is going to be curbed, curtailed, shortened, and brought into a rounded off edges of what gaming is because of stuff like this. And they know that. That's the ultimate goal of this, is even if it's illegal, They know the ramifications extend far beyond. The ripple effect goes well beyond just this one developer that it's affecting right now. And on the same point, we have Resist the Mainstream. They says, new SBA's Kelly Loeffler says that Trump administration is working for fair banking for everyone. So in complete contrast to what's happening right now in the UK with PayPal, and I would also say it's not limited to the UK with PayPal with some of the stories I've heard in the United States, but they quote, the SBA today has sent a letter to our network of 5,000 lenders across this country demanding that they stop debanking individuals. So this is 51 seconds. Let's see what she has to say here.
And President Trump's executive order guaranteeing fair banking for all Americans does just what it says. Look, for the last 15 years, since the Obama administration, your viewers might remember Operation Choke Point, when thousands of Americans, law-abiding Americans, were debanked. So at President Trump's direction, the SBA today has sent a letter to our network of 5,000 lenders across this country demanding that they stop debanking individuals and to document practices where they...
By the way, before she even keeps going here, I wanted to let it run the whole way, but the fact that this has become such an epidemic that Trump has to make like executive orders signed about it tells you actually how severe the issue really is. And the fact that like when I make videos talking about this, they typically go viral right away also tells me that this is affecting a lot of people. It's not just like a minor issue, a blip on the radar. Like this is a massive deal affecting tons and tons of people. And it's not just me talking about. Plenty of people are covering the situation. But it's not some boogeyman that we're like all worried about. It's actually happening. That's scary.
They have done that. And if so, reinstated deserving borrowers and those seeking financial services. And unfortunately, this has disproportionately impacted conservatives. President Trump and his family were debanked. I was debanked, and it happened to thousands of Americans. We're going to get to the bottom of it, and we're going to end it.
Wow. That is wild. On to the main point with what I want to talk about with all this is, at least in America right now, good things are supposedly, at least it's moving in the right direction. But when I see this stuff happening in the UK, I am at a loss for words. Like, what are you supposed to even say to this? User Brain Meathead says, seems like a lawsuit waiting to happen. Well, in the UK, it's not a guaranteed win. Also seems like a good time for most of us to quit using PayPal. PayPal fully deserves to be destroyed, not going to lie. They have a long and storied history of settling disputes in favor of the scammer. They are far from even being remotely the best anymore in terms of what they do. They are a relic of the past that is best left to rot. It's a good point, by the way. When PayPal was getting started, it was the Wild West. You could open an account, do whatever the hell you wanted with your money. No rules, just, no tax implications, nothing. No one tracked anything as far as I could tell initially with PayPal. Now it's been overrun and run amok with rules, regulations, and lots of red tape on everything. Could you list alternatives to recommend? Zelle is the best, which I would agree. In my experience, Zelle has been amazing. Zelle is great. It hides it from the government. Taxation is theft. And Zelle is a good way to avoid them peeking into your transactions. It's directly linked to your bank account. And that's talking about transferring funds between friends and family. Because with PayPal, credit cards, Venmo, everything is tracked now. Everything, they have an eye, a magnifying glass on everything. Over, was it $600 a year? It's asinine, absolutely ridiculous. It's a very scary situation right now with what's happening with PayPal. And I do have a PayPal account, but I do not have very much, if any, money in it right now, nor do I ever plan on having it there. It's a legacy account, and I honestly should just be taking in fact, I will. I'm going to just take my money out of it and close it because I don't want to be dealing with this kind of stuff. This is abhorrent. This guy said, or this girl, Amanda's game account, You want to know what's even worse? PayPal will let the scammer intentionally scam you in the open. If the scammer can get you to hint that you may resell what you are buying, as they provide zero protection to buyers who are buying things to resell for some reason. Scammers can sell 20 cards worth $1,000 each for $600 and ask the buyer, like, yeah, I was glad I was about to sell these. I know. By the way, guys, even this story, don't ever do something like, if someone's going to sell you a bunch of cards for $1,000, just don't do that. That's a very bad idea. Like my brain, when I read this, is like, no, run the other way. Oh, I got an idea. Here's a discount. Nope. Bye. Like, these are obvious things. Now the seller can scam the buyer, but okay. But like, I'm more concerned. I think they're just using an example here, but you can get scammed even when you have the best intentions. And I think that's what's concerning. And good point. People mentioned this in my previous videos, not to mention their parent company, that they're the parent company of Honey. And we all remember that whole scandal with Honey and Mr. Beast. If you don't, search it on YouTube, because that is a rabbit hole as well. But yeah, we'll see what happens with this developer and the PayPal funds being frozen. But I'm telling you guys, this stuff keeps happening more and more. It's scary. I don't even know what the resolution to this is. It's crazy. Karate Werewolf says Zelle only works within the US, unfortunately. Yeah, that's true. But yeah, I will leave that one there, because holy crap, that is a wild story.